Hello, everyone. I'm Christina Giordano, the founder of Sold. That is SOUL''D, your go-to resource for soulful entrepreneurship. And my philosophy is this: people can no longer be sold to, they must be sold to. SOUL''D. This is selling with soul. This is marketing with integrity, where you no longer need to compromise your authenticity, your boundaries, your uniqueness, your wholeness. This is messaging in a way that actually reflects the transformation you provide because it's your story, your transformation, and nobody can compete with that. This is monetizing yourself in a way that honors your fullness, all of the pieces and parts of you that are meant to be divinely resourced. Join me every Wednesday to learn all of this and more. Let's jump right in. So today's episode is called How to Uplevel and Soul Center Your Messaging with the L.I.F.E Method. Today, we're going to uplevel your messaging. Now, just as a side note, I do have this on my website and it's called The Mini. This is a completely free 10-minute audio recording. That is essentially what we're going to be talking about today. However, if you want that 10-minute recording, all you got to do is head to my website, ChristinaGiordano.com, go to the Get Guidance page, and then scroll down to The Mini. Again, this is a completely free resource if you decide that you want a little more than what you received today. Now, back to the content for today. If you know me, you know my kind of marketing is rooted in the very transformation that you provide, the one that you are so good at, the one that you have achieved for yourself, and the one that is so deeply ingrained within you, you can feel it in your bones. And what's so interesting is that this transformation is what you are also so good at talking about. You love talking about it. It's how you have become who you are today. And this is marketing with integrity. When we're selling something real, when we're selling something relatable, and when we're selling something that is rooted in us, in who we are. Now, I'm guessing that how you serve others comes so naturally to you. It's like breathing. It feels like art. It feels fulfilling. It feels like you can do it all day. And on the surface of whatever that is, it's probably called massage therapy or life coaching or acupuncture or therapy. These are simply methods that help you get people to where they want to be. These are not actually what you are selling. What you're selling is the anchor to your work. It's the message that brings it all home. And since home is where the heart is, that's where we are essentially going with this. The actual transformation you provide gets to the heart of what you do. So think about it. What have you achieved for yourself that you now help others achieve? Where were you before you've achieved this for yourself? And where are you now? The way that you are aligned to your work is directly related to how your audience is aligned to your work. Now, here's the thing: people buy from people. That hasn't changed. The way we buy has changed. We are motivated by alignment now, and alignment alone. And the way that you are aligned to your work is by the very transformation that you offer. You are the representation of your own transformation. So think about it. How has the transformation you now help others achieve? How has it helped you achieve your desired life? And how does it help your clients achieve their desired life? This is the question I want you to constantly ask yourself throughout today's exercise. And we're going to think about this in terms of how the transformation that we offer first transformed us, because that's what happened. Somehow, some way, the transformation that you now give to others happened within you first. That's why you're so good at it. That's why you love talking about it. That's why people go to you. So let's apply the L.I.F.E method to that frame of reference, the actual transformation that you provide, the one that you've achieved for yourself. We will begin by how the transformation has created and or is creating your desired lifestyle, which is the L of the L.I.F.E method. Now, this essentially refers to your daily activities and routine. What do you enjoy doing now that you didn't pre-transformation? What brings so much joy to your being now? How do you live day in and day out now that you hadn't before? So take a moment to think about how you've catapulted yourself into your current lifestyle through the transformation you provide. And then think about your clients. How do you help them achieve their desired lifestyle as a result of the transformation you provide? Feel free to pause this audio recording or this episode if you feel like you need to dive deeper into this. All right, now we're going to move on. So we're now going to think about how the transformation has created and or is creating your desired identity, which is the I of the life method. Now, this basically refers to the type of person you have become. Maybe you have become a person that prioritizes their self-care. Maybe you have become the type of person that expresses their creativity every day. What boundaries do you set now that you didn't before? And if you're doing this right, you're going to be thinking about your next level self. So this means you 2.0 and the you that you're striving to become. So again, take a moment to think about how you have catapulted yourself into your current identity through the transformation you provide. And then think about your clients. How do you help them achieve their desired identity as a result of the transformation you provide? Feel free to pause the recording. And now we're going to move on and figure out how the transformation has created and or is creating your desired feelings. This is the F of the life method. Now, this is my favorite personally because feelings to me are tangible. They create the vibe. And our emotions are much stronger indicators of what is aligned and what is not. So how you feel on a daily basis is going to either be in alignment with how you want to live and work or not. So, what feelings do you feel now that you couldn't pre transformation? Take a moment to think about how you have the capacity to feel certain feelings now because of the transformation you provide. And then think about your clients. So, how do you help them achieve their desired feelings as a result of the transformation you provide? Feel free to pause the recording. And finally, let's identify how the transformation you provide has created and or is creating your desired expression, the E of the life method. Now, this pertains more to how you express yourself. How are you expressing yourself now that you couldn't do so before? What can you say now that you couldn't before? How do you show up now in a way that you couldn't before? This could also represent your energy. So you could think of energy instead of expression in terms of the life method. So like, what is your energy now? What is the vibe right now? But either way, you want to take a moment to think about how you are able to express yourself now because of the transformation you provide. And then think about your clients. How do you help them achieve their desired expression as a result of the transformation you provide? Feel free to pause the recording. And that's the life method. Now, there are several ways you can use what you've learned here. The first is that you can essentially use this as talking points in your content. So you can take apart what we've learned today, what we've gathered about your ideal lifestyle, identity, feelings, and expression, and use those as talking points within your content. The second is that you can take what you've learned and apply it to your brand messaging so that it's more clear and concise. So now you are able to clearly state where you help people get to. What can they do now in their daily lives? How can they feel now? What can they say now? Who can they be now? So now you're getting more into that marketing and messaging piece with what we learned today. The third thing is that you can use the language discovered here to draft your call to actions, your sales copy, your landing page copy, etc. So again, this is using what we've gathered here today and applying it to the content that you either already have out there or that you plan to put out there. The fourth thing you can do is use this information as like your North Star, something that you are striving to achieve for your clients. And I do want to give you one more fifth and final option. You can use this method to more clearly express the moral of your story in your hero's journey because you have a clear indication of a starting point, point A, and a destination, point B, based on how you have created your desired life as a result of the transformation you provide. Now, speaking of the hero's journey, I've mentioned this in a couple of previous episodes, but on Tuesday, May 21st from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., I am hosting a masterclass at Tribe in Chicago. We will each draft our very own hero's journey from an Act 2, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 framework so that you can sell with your soul leading the way. Now, if you want more information about the hero's journey, head to the previous episode. I do a deep dive of what each act entails in that episode. And if you are looking for someone to assist you with that process of not only defining your hero's journey and really tightening it up, but pulling away the tangible things that you can convey in your messaging and in your content and in the way that you sell so that you can sell more of what you do and so that you can do it in a way that is with integrity and effective and ethical and feels good, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. At least that's what it's all about when it comes to sold, SOULD. All right. I hope you enjoy the content that you listened to today. In other words, I hope that you feel more inspired to sell with soul. And on that note, I'll see you next week. Be well and take care.